In today's Leeds news, Leeds in race to sign Colombian Skubala on talented McGurk, and this week's Loan Watch. Morning folks, Jay here on the 31st of October with your Leeds United news. Not a massive amount to get into at the moment, but there hasn't been really for a while. We did do a match day review last night as a live stream on the channel. Myself, Kev from Leeds House, as well as Ollie from the Ollie Ward channel as well went through that, so you can check that out somewhere up above there. It'll be linked, and it'll be linked at the end of the video as well. You can check that out if you want to. Crack it on, let's get into this, and we'll start off with Leeds appear to be in a race to sign a Colombian winger. Well, according to Team Talk, so you know the deal, pinch of salt, all that stuff. Leeds, Rangers and West Ham are all chasing Colombian international Lissin Arias. Now, Arias is currently playing in Brazil, and he's playing for this side, Fluminense, but the Brazilian league is going through its wrap-up process at this moment in time, and the player may become available to move at the end of their season. Since joining them in 2020, he has been involved in 56 goals in 135 games. The Brazilian season, as I said, is wrapping up, and currently this season he's sitting on 22 goal involvements between goals and assists, which is very impressive. But he is primarily a winger. Leeds have plenty of wingers. Do we need any more? Do we need any more? It could be a situation where Leeds might see a winger leave, whether it's Nanto pushes for a move in January, or whether Jaden Anthony goes back to Bournemouth. Whatever happens there, there might be an opportunity for Leeds to sneak in. However, on top of the fact that Rangers and West Ham are also very interested in the player, Team Talk have also commented on the fact that Crystal Palace, Wolves, Burnley and Leicester have all sent scouts to keep an eye on them. That could just be Team Talk having lots of articles written on lots of different pages about different clubs interested in the same player. Could be that, but it might not be. Leeds are also said to be keeping an eye on the player. The interesting thing here is that Leeds did say, or Angus Kinnear did say when he met the Supporters Advisory Board, that Leeds will be using the loan market this January, unless an injury came up and a player needed to be replaced, in which case there would be funds available, but Leeds will be looking for more value in the loan market. So not 100% sure on this. There's no indication of a potential fee for the player, but the 26-year-old winger, who is in very good form, won't be a cheap option for anybody if they do decide to splash the cash on him. So it'll be an interesting one to keep an eye on. We're starting to see the odd player linked now coming into January. There is two loan spaces in the Leeds United squad currently. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that. If they're talking about using the loan market, they've got those two gaps. Maybe they've already identified targets there as well, and fingers crossed they dip into their pockets and they give Spurs 15 million for Joe Rodon and get that one done out of the way, make it permanent. That would be a hugely important sign coming into the back end of the season and for next year as well, potentially. Let's move on. Let's talk about a player we've talked a little bit about recently this season. His name keeps popping up, and that is Lissin On McGurk, and he's now come out for praise again from Michael Skubala after his performance at the weekend. Lissin On McGurk has had an impressive start to his season this year. He is the older player in the under-21 setup, and that should be pointed out as well. Michael Skubala has spoken on this channel about the fact that he has matured as a player and has had a very impressive start, but there are still areas of the game he needs to improve on. But speaking after the 2-2 draw with Liverpool in their Premier League 2 clash of the weekend, McGurk scored a goal and got an assist in that game as well. Skubala has been talking about the player who has 4 goals and 2 assists in 7 Premier League 2 games this season. That doesn't include his goal involvements in the International Premier League tournament that's going on as well. He's been really, really good in that as well. He has yet to make an appearance in the Leeds first team squad just yet, but he's got to be knocking on the door at this stage, even to make the bench, considering the games that he is playing and the numbers he's clocking up in the under-21 side. Speaking after the game, Skubala commented on the exciting talent that Lissin On McGurk is, and on the fact that he is fighting and working really hard to make a name for himself at Leeds. He also spoke about the player's just general fighting to stay at Leeds, that he's working really hard to make sure he gets another contract and remains at Leeds United as well. And he said that he's working very, very hard on his progression as a young professional and improving himself on and off the pitch as a pro. Skubala pointed out that it's his job more so than Daniel Farke or the club's job to support Lissin On McGurk, and he is doing that. And he commented on the character of the player as well, saying that he is a great young man and he will be a credit to Leeds or wherever he ends up, because he's a really exciting talent to add. So He's been really, really good. If you've not checked out John 21 games this season, you really should. He's an exciting player to watch, Sean McGurk. He plays with a smile on his face, and he's a player that I would love to see make a breakthrough. He wasn't the name that was talked about last year, and he wasn't the name talked the year before, because all the other names that were in there, the Gallagher's, the Josephs, the Perkins, Greenwoods, now you've got a situation where he's kind of getting his little spotlight, and I really hope he makes the most of this. I'd love to see Sean McGurk push through, because he is a workhorse. He gets through serious amount of work in games as well, so it would be great to see him. Maybe the FA Cup games coming up after Christmas, maybe we'd see him get a chance in the first team, and I really hope he gets that opportunity, because he's done well this year. That's it for the main news story stuff here. We're going to crack on now and finish off today by getting into the loan watch. Jack Harrison played 90 minutes and managed to get an assist in Everton's win over at the weekend. Brendan Aronson's troubles continue in Germany, withdrawn at the 60th-minute mark as Union Berlin's losing streak hits 10 games in a row. Diego Llorente did clock up 90 minutes for AS Roma in their defeat by Inter Milan, but he was marking the goal scorer who managed to nip in ahead of him on a cross. It didn't get close enough to him, and Thuram scored. Rasmus Christensen also played 90 minutes in that same game, and also in the same move, he didn't manage to get across to the winger quick enough, although there was ample time to do so, to block the cross that came in for the goal. So two players culpable there. Mark Roca, 87 minutes in their win over Osasuna, continues to play well there as well. Luis Sinisterra's second game in a row as an unused sub for Bournemouth. Rumours are there that he is also unhappy with his time at Bournemouth already. Max Faber, 90 minutes for Gladbach in their 2-1 win over the weekend. Robin Koch clocked up another 90 minutes in an entertaining 3-3 draw with Dortmund at the weekend. Sam Greenwood, after scoring his second goal for Middlesbrough during the week, had another 61 minutes, but in their loss to Stoke 2-0 after 4 games unbeaten for Middlesbrough. Cody Drama, 90 minutes in their 3-1 loss to Southampton, and Sonny Perkins, yet again not a part of the Oxford United squad for their game at the weekend. Not great for Sonny. Some good stuff there. Interesting to see what's going on with Luis Sinisterra at Bournemouth. He is on loan after all. Not going well for him there currently. Not playing. I think he's played a handful of minutes so far in a Bournemouth side that are in the relegation zone and are losing games. They lost 2-1 to Burnley, and he was an unused sub in that game. And we've all seen, when if we ignore the emotion for a second, we've all seen how impressive Luis Sinisterra and how impactful he can be when he does play. But he's not done enough to get himself into Iriola's plans, despite the fact that Iriola's under serious pressure at Bournemouth about keeping his job as well. So it'll be an interesting couple of weeks. Maybe a change of managers, what he needs to get more game time. But currently, Iriola clearly doesn't fancy him. He did comment a couple of weeks ago that the player wasn't fit enough to start games, but he's not being used at all at the moment. So that'll be a concern for Sinisterra. But you know, the grass ain't always greener, or at least it's not that green just yet. I have to wait and see what happens with him. Sonny Perkins continues to be a concern there as well, although we have heard from the manager saying that he just needs to work hard and keep working hard to get into the team and he'll get his chances. So that's it for me today, folks. Don't forget you can check out the match review down here somewhere. And you can subscribe to the channel as well if you want to support us as we head toward 20,000 subscribers. Have a really good rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.